Hi friends, how are you getting along out there? It is insanely cold where we are. Single digit temperatures. I think it's up to 14 outside right now, but I've been outside in a lot of like single digit or 10-degree days. I say a lot, but it's been like the past 4 days I've been out there playing in this stuff for what feels like too long. And my skin, I could just feel it. Like this morning I was kind of splashing my face with water at the sink and I'm like, there's a different feel going on here. You can just tell when your skin has really gotten dry, and I've just kind of been doing my usual things and it hasn't maybe been quite enough. So I did my skincare this morning, my usual stuff. I definitely used a little extra of my Vanny cream, the actual moisturizing cream that comes out of that pump tub. I used it on my under eye, but I used a little more than usual. And then I thought maybe as a primer, I'll use my e.l.f. Thirst Burst drops because I feel like this stuff is actually pretty potent, very effectively hydrating. And in case you were wondering, the rest of my skincare, I just use my serums. I've got niacinamide, the Snail Mucin, the vitamin C. The Snail Mucin's kind of just like a fill-in for hyaluronic acid for the time being. I've got a little caffeine solution on the under eye. Vanny Cream Daily Facial Moisturizer, that's the one in this bottle. Oops. Then the richer Vanny cream that I was telling you about. I put my sunscreen on, and then came this as my primer. And I've also got like a stage 4 dry lip going on right now, so I'm going to use some Laneige lip sleeping mask. This is the chocolate one. Love the smell of this one. We're on our second snow day. I don't know if there's going to be more. I wouldn't be surprised if there were more. So we're doing like remote learning packets. I feel like all I do is make meals. Kitten, no. We were making like a fort under the table yesterday and I somehow got like scratched right up here close to my eye. Shooting this on Tuesday, I'm not sure how I'm gonna get today's video edited. Hopefully this routine will be quick and I'll have some time before everybody wakes up to get some editing done. But yeah, it's cold and I need something quick and I need something hydrating. So I'm gonna use my Tower 28 Sunny Days. This is really nicely hydrating, gentle, has some additional SPF 30. I just really enjoy this stuff. So I'm gonna squeeze myself out what feels like a full pump if I were to pump that out of something. And oh, there's just a nice little richness to this. So I think this will be a perfect base thing, again, on top of those Thirst Burst drops and all the rest of my skincare. And then I think I'll blend that in today with my e.l.f. buffing foundation brush. And this is not like a real crazy coverage product. I would say I get light coverage out of Sunny Days, but you're gonna see some overall evening out of my skin tone with this. Yes, that's what I want to see, some juiciness. And the wind too, like you get outside and it's already cold and then that wind just whips up. You got those snow crystals just blowing in your face. There we go. I feel like I've just had a drink. Moisture boost is good. And then I pulled out e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer because this one always feels great when I need a little added moisture, but I also want some coverage. And I do feel like, with the Tower 28 being more lightweight, okay, Bisky decided to eat the garland. With the Tower 28 not having much coverage, I feel like I want my concealer to have some. That's why that choice was made. And then I'm going to take my e.l.f. Tap and Blend Concealer Brush, which I haven't used with this particular concealer yet. By the way, I'm in the shade Light Peach on this Hydrating Camo Concealer. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta switch things up a little. Some might say, you're at home on snow days, why bother with makeup at all? But I'm at home a lot of days and I love doing makeup every day. Okay, so I've blended that quite a bit with the Tap and Blend Concealer Brush, which is a newer brush from e.l.f. if you haven't heard me talk about it yet. It's got like a little slant tip. It's supposed to mimic like a fingertip blend, but I think it does much better than a fingertip. I'm worried because I'm running out of bird seed and I need to feed the birds. Like I'm having such a crowd of birds, cardinals and the little black-capped chickadees. Had a dove show up yesterday. I think we had a cedar waxwing because Mom like rehabilitated one of those at one point in time. I remembered what that looked like. In case you don't know this about my mom, over the course of my childhood, she would like nurse injured animals back to health, primarily birds, but bunnies too. If someone in our family ran across like a little injured animal, she'd take it in, nurse it back to health. At one point, the county like deputized her as an animal rescue person, and she'd have some that would really hang around, fly to her. This happened all throughout my childhood. I felt like Mom was just basically the blonde version of Snow White. But anyway, I feel drawn to feed these birds because there's just like snow everywhere and I want to help them out. And my skin looks good with this Tower 28 and then my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. Now, one thing I do know is, even though you want to be hydrating, you have to set a little bit because I'm interested in staying power and not having to touch this look again today. I'm going to take a little bit of what I feel is a very lightweight powder, the L'Oreal Infallible Blurfection in light pink, and I'm going to try a little bit of that just where I think I need it, which would be under eye and maybe a little on the T-zone. Barely there looking pink, brightening type of powder. I'm going to take some of that with my triangle powder puff and go over my under eye. And I think the story once was that she had a bird that flew off with her ring and then ended up flying back with it. I can't quite remember how that all went. Let me know if you want to have Mom on to tell some animal stories. Here we go. So I've just basically put it on under eye and T-zone, and then take my little Morphe under eye bullet brush. If I don't mention what brush this is, it's just a little kind of compact. It's not tiny, but nicely tapered brush. And I like to use it to go around the areas where I put the loose powder. Looking good. I'm feeling smooth on those areas where I want to be set, but the rest of my skin still feels nicely hydrated, and I don't think I need to change that. I thought another thing I could do in the spirit of staying hydrated but also being kind of quick with it, I've got my Catrice Magic Shaper palette, which is a cream palette, and you know, this would be a good opportunity to use this because some days in normal weather, normal situations, I might feel like, well, I don't want to use cream in every additional step because I'm not sure it's going to last well. I think today it may last just fine and my skin may thank me for it. So I'm going to go into like this little corner shade here. It's a nice cream texture if you haven't tried this stuff. They also have like an all blushy palette, Blurring Balm Blush. But yeah, I'm just picking up a little bit of that with my Sephora 56. I'm not sure how I'm going to come up with more birdseed. I don't know how confident I am to actually get out in this. Like, my driveway is scooped, but also that would require going out with 3 kids. And I don't know if I want to make a delivery person show up to my house, but there really has not been a lot of traffic down our streets. Like I said, all the schools are still closed. SIU is closed for another day. By the time this goes up on Thursday, I'm not sure how many more days will have been in it. Just using that cream bronzer in here to the cheekbone area. I also have a deeper bronzer in here that I could throw in. Now, Bub made it out for work yesterday, but we knew he could get out because he has a truck and he had helped Mom and Dad scoop out on Sunday. I think he said he's got depositions today. So I don't know if he can grab me birdseed. But I tell you what, we have bird feeders. That's kind of like far out from the house. And so when it's snowy like this, I just get a little stool from my outdoor area and I put it right in front of our window and sit a little tray of seed right on that. And the kids love watching and the cats love watching. I think they love watching. They're glued to it for sure. It's just cute to see them come up. I think I'll do pink on the blush today, and I just switched to a different Sephora 56. I've been saying this lately, but Real Techniques Expert Face Brush works well too for these types of steps. Look at that nice little soft pink cheek. I love that tone and that intensity level. Really good pink. And I'm just doing a pressing motion when I use this, you know. Press, press, press. That's how we don't mess up anything that we have underneath. And this will make us look a little more hydrated. We've got a little highlighter here. I'm using the champagne-y one. And I'm just going to dot that a little bit on my cheeks here. Just a little pat in should do it. Yes, that looks good. Cool, surface of my skin looks really nice right now. I was saying I wanted to use Super Lock and try it out just on its own to see if it could fill in my brows the way like Brow Fast Sculpt does without any other methods. So I think I'm going to try that today. This is dark brown, kind of a waxy seeming gel with a lot of hold. And of course it's got the tint, so that's why I'm trying it on its own. As I was swatching them the other day and I said in the video, like, I feel like Brow Fast Sculpt is more opaque with its color. This is sort of reinforcing that thought to me. That's my easy brow, my right brow. I could live with that. This one's gonna, I don't know. And the brush is just all around small. It doesn't have like longer bristles on one end, shorter bristles on the other. Trying to just use the tip of it to fill in like it were a pencil, because left brow, like I've got my little scar area over here. And it's kind of tricky because it does want to set up so fast. You can feel it really getting into that state of extreme hold right away. But at the same time, I'm like, no, wait, I still need to go over this some more. I still need to fill it in some more. I think the tip of the brush has been able to help me. At the same time, I'm not in love with this. I feel like I'm lacking some control compared to Brow Fast Sculpt. Just trying to do my brow solo like that. I think it's better as a finishing step, you know? This left brow may just need a little touch up in a couple spots. That'll do it. That'll be okay. We're trying to make it a quicker routine. Like I said, I got stuff to get done because my kids have a snow day today. Another snow day. I'm going to use Milani eyeshadow primer just because I trust it. Wouldn't need to do an eyeshadow look at all, but I felt like pulling out a Clinique duo that I hadn't used in a bit. And Clinique duos are just so easy and nice. Ooh, one thing I did over the weekend. And by the way, my nail is not really that short. Just the tip of it popped off. Chipped off. One thing we made was puppy chow, but instead of using peanut butter, we used cookie butter. Yeah, very delicious. So the one I pulled out is called Starlight Starbright, and it really looks like a very soft kind of taupey duo. Here you can see you just got like this little soft taupe with a little shimmer. You got this one right here. You're not going to get loads of darkness out of this one, but I'm going to go into my deeper of the two. Got my Profusion crease brush. Very soft. That's okay. Soft's what I'm looking for today. Okay, I don't know if you can even tell, but I've done a very soft crease. Then I'm going to use my little sponge tip, same shade, and I'm going to take that on like the outer part of my eyelid, and I'll just do the lighter one on the inner part, and that'll be my look. I love that there's little mirrors in these. The sponge tips can be useful, you know. Okay, and then I'm going to flip to the other side and I'm going to go to this shade, our lighter of the two. Dabbing that on inner lid, slightly more light and frosty than the other color. But one good thing about Clinique shadows is they do tend to last. What goes on pretty much stays on. That works for me for a little light basic look. I might do some lazy liner today. What's something different I can use? I swear I use Brown Abyss almost every single day. I'm going to do some Laura Geller Kajal Longwear eyeliner in the soft amethyst coal shade. Tiniest little mirror. I'm just going to do this on my upper lash line, okay? Fairly intense, actually. Okay, I hit about 3/4 of the upper lid there. Ooh, eyelash. And then mascara today, I think I'll just make one mascara do the work. It's Persona Tubing Mascara, and I really do like this stuff. I think it builds up nicely with a little more bulk than you might expect to get out of a tubing mascara. Mascara always makes such a difference. Like the thickness, good length with this too. I'm enjoying this one. I can use it on the lower lashes without getting real overwhelmed, and then I just mess up and basically get it on my lash line. I had to correct a little mistake over there and I went ahead and just finished the mascara for both eyes. Uneventful process, as you know, but I want something just balmy and comfortable on my lips, but I do want color as well. So I pulled out my Lifter Glaze. This is the second one of these that I purchased, the Acai Glaze, so it's deeper. The other one of these that I have is called Berry Haze, and it's kind of like a really soft pink, but this one's going to give me a little more color, and I just really like the texture on these. Good thickness. I feel like I'm getting a lot of hydration, and the color is sheer. But like, how's that for a one-step lip? I love that. It just feels so good. This one looks straight up black there, but prettiest berry. And that is my look, guys. I feel really nicely hydrated on my skin, but I do feel set in those places where I want to be set. I look really could have just been mascara today, and I think I would have been content with that. But this was fun. This is not like my tip-top fave of the Clinique duos, but it gives you a little something going on there. My top two might be Day Into Date and Strawberry Fudge. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're staying warm where you are and keeping that skin juicy. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you again soon. I love you. Bye.